What's up, everybody? I just finished my very first Shivers book, and the one I read was Weirdo Waldo's Wax Museum. So funny story about my my review on Instagram. I actually referred to this book as Weird Waldo's Wax Museum, and the name of the book inside the front cover is Weird Waldo. It literally changes the name. And the fun thing is, in this book, there actually is no Waldo. Or there's weird people, but no Waldos. And yeah, I don't know how they did this. I don't know how they published this book or if they read it or not. I'm guessing they didn't read this book because this ain't a book for kids. I mainly read this book because I looked at Goodreads. I have a handful of these, and I wanted to knock a few of them out. I wanted to kind of see what the series was like. I plan on reading all of them, of course. There's 36 books in the series, and I probably have maybe 10 or 11. And yeah, it seemed like a pretty fun series. I found these when I was way past Goosebumps, but I seen these covers and I was like, I really want these. This cover is absolutely really incredible too. It's like a wax doll with like a skull in her eyes, and yeah, they're really. I mean, I'd be terrified of this if I was a kid. But if you're looking at this review and you have kids and you want to find out some stuff for them to read, this is a no for me. No, don't let them near this. I mean, I probably wouldn't let maybe a 14-year-old read this. I mean, that's pushing it. This has some very, very touchy subjects in it, and it surprised me. Like, there's some words in here that I seen that was like, yeah, you should have used a different word for that. Yeah, so basically, there's this kid, and his dad is, like, really tight with money. He doesn't want to spend anything. He doesn't want to go out of his way to buy anything. There's a lot of examples of what he uses to get by. Like, they sew their clothes together. They finally got their mom to start talking them into going to the mall to get clothes. Or, no, it's not even a mall. It's like a discount store. So he's wearing like non-name brand clothes and stuff like that. Growing up kind of not rich or not poor, I can kind of understand this, but I never got my clothes at a discount store. So there's that. I'm thankful and blessed for that. But if you are, I mean, if you do, there's no shame in that, But this book takes the extreme to another level with how poor the dad, or how money tight the dad is. Like, there's video games that the kid plays, and it's called like a game guy or game kid or something like that. He has a Walkman, which is called a walk kid. Like, there's different things. Like, they stay in a Motel 6, and it's like not a Motel 6, it's called Motel 5. So, I mean, I don't know if there's actually a Motel 5 out there. I don't know. But anyway, the dad gets these invitations to this wax museum called Mad Max's History Museum. And the kids are surprised because, the dad never takes them on vacation. When they do, it's like camping in the backyard or something. Like, he doesn't want to spend anything. So they end up going to this wax museum, and they're greeted with this guy in a hood that reminds me of the guy from Star Wars. Like, that's what I kept picturing. And this guy, like, the writing for the guy is really good. Like, he straight up, like, roasts every adult and kid in this book. Like, it's pretty cool. Basically, he goes through, like, different displays, and every display has some kind of, like, mass thing that happened in America. Like they go through, like, slavery, the colonial wars, and, like, the Holocaust. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I never thought I'd ever see that in a book that was, like, just a knockoff of Goosebumps. But again, I looked at some of the Goodreads reviews, and all of them said, like, WTF and, like, what did I just read? And I feel the same way. But I did like this book. There's some things I would have changed. Mainly the description of certain people in this book that's a little, yeah, it's a little much. It's kind of a lot much if you read this. This is probably the biggest trigger warning book that I've ever read. Basically what happens though is this hooded guy greets them through all of these things, and he gives them like a lecture of why why humans are bad, and like how much we're not like how much different we are than animals, but like animals don't kill each other and different things like that. Yeah, it's crazy. And at the end of every display thing, like different people disappear. Like there's different groups of people in this thing. Like there's a group of like country people. There's a group of like real religious people. There's like this nerd group. There's a jock group. Like it's different like walks of life kind of thing, and it's really cool because they interact with each other, and it's very funny. It does get a little crowded at times. Like I forgot like what every kid. I don't know any of these people's names. I know the main character's name was Billy, and that's about it. Like I can't remember any of the even the like main villain. He doesn't ever say like, "Hey, I'm Mad Max." So I don't know if his name is Mad Max or what. What the villain is a thing that I had a problem with too. Like they don't really say what this guy is. Like we find out what he is, but how did he get like that? Like I really wanted to know. Like there's some loose ends that need to be tied up, but this was just kind of a book that kind of cashed in on Goosebumps popularity, and you know they didn't really need like an excuse or like an answer to anything. Like they just wanted to get their cash and make a book. It's really nothing like any Goosebump book I've ever read anyway. If anything, it's like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like I know Austin over at Monster Blood, he did a review on this, and I watched it just a few minutes ago, and he even compared the same thing. But that's actually how I felt. Like different families disappear and stuff. But yeah, other than like the loose ends and the different undertones of things, like this M.D. Spencer guy had something to say, or the ghostwriter or whoever wrote this had something to say when he wrote this book. Like he was mad. But yeah, I also really enjoyed like towards the end of the book, some of the people get turned into wax figures, and Billy goes to save like other things, you know, and there's like a reveal of what's inside the wax, and I thought it was so dark and so scary. Like this was good. Yeah, it definitely has some flaws, but not a bad book in my opinion. I wish there was a little bit more. I do plan on reading some more of these. I learned that the later half of the series is the darker, edgier one, so I'm probably going to read those first and then go back and read the beginnings. But yeah, that's my first first Shivers book in the M.D. Spencer series, and I actually liked it. Did you guys read any of these books? Like, what are some that you've read that you could recommend me that you think is good? I'd love to know. So, yeah. As for rating, I'd probably give this like a 4 out of 5 stars. I really didn't know how to rate this because it was like so different. It was shocking. It was good. It was fun. Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars for me. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Thank you. Goodbye.